That's us, right? Salutations, welcome one, welcome all. This is Canucks with Guitars, your live Q&A podcast, guitar, live stream, musician. Got all the tag words in there. Algorithm, do your thing. Listen to my words. Use your words, algorithm. I'm Ben. That's Terry. That's Tom. You got the Q's. We got the A's. With a Canadian spin.
Nice.
We just don't have the sourdough.
That's tomorrow night's podcast. We're a Canadian flavor. But it's
correct.
That's right. Who do we got in the chat already here? We've got Floop-de-Doo. Welcome back, my friend. We love Floop-de-Doo. John Duchesne, Fruitcake Tony, Gino,
John, hey, Tony,
Dan, Doug, Charles. Yeah, I'm going to do it Steve from Boston style. Symmetry, Randy, Craig, Mojo, Mark. Tinkerbell says, word up all my good brothers and sisters, licking tabs while listening. No. Hope everyone, right? No, reading tabs, not licking tabs.
Oh, not licking tabs. Okay, that's a whole different thing.
I'd rather lick than read, but whatever. Sure. We got that. Thomas Santiago is here. Awesome. Vins, Randy, JP, Other, House, BC, Vins, Randy, Terry, Magic, Martin, House, Paul, Billy, Jay, aka 7/8.
What's up, Jay?
And just to do the flip the script, Dale at the start.
Dale at the start.
Laz is here. Half A's, Guitar Man 45, Mo, Janice, Keith, Michael.
Normally it's Dale at the start.
Okay, Matthew Stewart's here. Hey, Rick Hefner's here. Awesome. All right, yeah. If you guys got any questions for us, ask away.
I can.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, yeah, I think it is Monday. That's true. It's a school night.
It's literally
so we got Ben with Flipside.
You can watch Show Me Your Pick on the Fruitcake Tony channel, presented by Flipside. Maybe, but you're watching Canucks with Guitars, presented by Flipside.
So that's why I said it's funny the inter promotion we got going on with the T-shirts.
Well, you know, I was gonna send a memo out in all seriousness, guys, because I know we all have merch that's related to the show, and I'm thinking I wear it every week. Terry's pretty consistent. Tom's a wild card, but he'll play along. And I thought, yes, we need to start doing that. So if either you have Flipside wear, please wear it on the show. For any friends of the channel, like Fruitcake Tony, and if you have Canucks merch, hey, why not?
When you buy your third LPD pedal, you get a see-through logo. See-through. See? Here, I'll put it up here. See how it's see-through?
Virtualization.
That's pretty wild because it looks like it's just floating 3D.
Where do I have to go? I have to go to that.
Until I put it in front of my face, and then it looks a little weird. And cut into my head.
That reminds me, I haven't had one of these in a long time.
I now have the partial brick wall.
You flip it over and it ruins the effect.
Does that mean if I go there? Oh, look, I got one of those too.
There you go.
That's funny.
Oh, this is the best part when you put it on the wall and it picks up other stuff. Oh, wait, that's
I'll just tear down the wall so you kind of got a bit of Tom's place too.
That's where the piano is back there, and that's the window. I swear I need to paint this whole wall behind me just like a perfect, green screen green, and then it would really look like that was my wall.
Well, I'm gone. There we go. Anyways, back to the show.
Canucks with sourdough.
Canucks with sourdough. That was last week.
Oh, that's freaky.
This is Tom in spirit form.
It's not Tom, it's Slimer from Ghostbusters. Oh, that's even more freaky.
Fruitcake Tony says, somebody said they only wear their Fruitcake Tony shirt when they change the oil.
Oh, jeez.
On an automobile or never mind.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah.
Laz says, Lake and Heartbreak Ridge, the movie. You guys have to figure out which shirt Ben is wearing. Sure. Guitar Man 45 says, got two of those. Sure.
Nice.
Oil changes or shirts?
And thank you again, Janice. And whatever you do, that's awesome.
Awesome.
My view time has dropped a little bit on my channel. I don't know why, but yeah.
You
Also,
and me both, brother.
Hmm?
You and me both.
Yeah. Another quick shout out here before we further get into things. I want to say
well into things.
Yeah. Oh, well, some of yous are.
I don't know what do you mean, Terry?
But anyways, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Tinkerbell because he's been doing some awesome reviews.
Oh, like that
and
Gretsch?
Demos. Yeah, like the Gretsch and that.
That was a nice demo. Nice shirt too. That's dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what I mean, watch Tink's video. That seems angled over. There we go. That's better. It's easier to move that than move me. Hey, Jack. Good to see you survived the downpour of yesterday and then some. John's got a Coors on the go tonight. Sure. Freaky Tony says hit 500 today. Is that 500 subs on your channel? Because that's awesome.
Good job, Tony. Awesome, man.
We did send we did send everybody over to your channel last night after I wrapped up with Simon. We agreed.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't make it last night, Tony. Kyan was in all sorts, about to start his first day of his senior year of high school. So,
oh, nice.
He So, well, I mean, Ben knows I had to cut out on Ben early too.
Yeah.
So
it was all good. Yeah. And that was the thing. Simon.
I had a great time with you though. That was fun.
Well, Simon reached, when we were chatting, he says, "Hey, you should get Tom on as well." I went, "Hey, if that's what the guest wants,
Great guy. Great.
You put it in the rider. Who am I to say no as the promoter and host? Sure."
He was like, "I want the colored ones, but no bent M&Ms. But I guess you can have them all."
And then as soon as you left, then we started talking racing.
Yeah, I heard that. I was listening because
that was crazy. But
Kyan was cuddling with me on the couch, falling asleep, and he was like, "Can you turn it down, please?" And then I was sitting there, and he's like, "What are they talking about?" He was curious because I had no TV on. I was like, "Oh, it's Ben. He's on with the Haas." And he goes, "The Haas? Who's that?" I'm like, "Simon Hosford." And he goes, "Oh, you can call him Simon." I'm like, "All right, Kyan, thanks." And then because he always tells me what to do because he's way smarter than me, so why not?
Sure.
And so he goes, "Are they talking about guitars or are they talking about racing?" I said, "They're talking about racing." He picks up on everything, but he's the guy that hangs in the corner. Kyan goes, "I thought it was a guitar show. Oh, well." Like, it was so funny. I was like, "Well, Kyan, they can talk about other stuff." And he goes, "I guess." He just has like this dry, like, "I guess."
Kyan would be a great program director.
I was like, you need to have the Haas on Mass Canucks now because even if he follows a different style, racing in general, like it's all racing,
Well, and plus, V8 Supercar, that is the NASCAR of Australia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, T. Ricky.
That was so cool to hear.
Miller. Michael.
You could hear how much you were both into it, like immediately, Terry. They were like, they locked on. It was like cool. Very cool.
Well, I mean, also I have to say, in my brief existence of being online since the mid-90s, there's not a whole lot of Australians that I've ran into that have been big car buffs or, along those lines.
I know they're out there.
There
is a huge racing scene in Australia.
Especially F1, right?
But,
yeah.
Well, and ironically, sprint cars. Like Cousin Doug loves those dirt sprint cars. There's always an Australian or two in the World of Outlaws series. Because,
really?
Oh yeah, they just love sprint car racing down there, as well as like say V8 Supercar, as well as open wheel being 4-wheel-1. They had IndyCar races for years.
Now, what are the ones you see sometimes when they if they have a bigger sprint track, they do they just look. I'm sure they're heavily modified, but they look like small. I forget what the model is, but it's a truck. Do you guys have that up there? They used to have those
Well, yeah, there's the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, which I love.
Yeah, that was always my favorite when I was younger.
Yeah, they're full-size pickup trucks lowered right to the ground.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, and then over in Europe, then you got the semi racing, where it's tractor trailer camp racing. Which
Well,
they
I mean-
used to do more in North America, but they'd run them on the ovals.
Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of Max and Peterbilts out on a 1.5 mile oval. Just
That's an accident you don't
black
ever
smoke,
see.
just flying. Awesome.
I hope they don't
Yeah,
have any accidents.
Randy's right in the heart of it. Knoxville, Iowa. That is
Oh,
like
yeah.
sprint car mecca right there. The Knoxville Nationals, which just wrapped up a week or two ago. Oh, it's insane.
Well,
I
my
mean,
mom
like
will-
in my case, when I think of Australia and like motorsport, I only think of F1 and rally.
F1 definitely.
Why do you think
Well,
about
I'd say yeah,
rally
open
companies?
wheel being F1 being the pinnacle because they're global. But I think 20 years they ran IndyCar there. I want to say at Adelaide.
Wow.
had a-
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony, and hey, Kurt.
The one there was one course, I don't know where it was, but it was somewhere in Australia, but it was so close to the water, like it went a track almost like
Surfers Paradise,
Oh, it freaked me out.
which I
When
believe also hosted Indy and or
When you
Formula
see
One.
it at a weird, like a fisheye lens angle, it looks like they're going to go off into the ocean. Like,
Well, the funny part, I think it was Adelaide, which is a very arid part of Australia, which has
Right.
obviously arid part. And it was one of the few times they must have had rain tires with them because it was a street course,
okay.
but they didn't think they'd need to use them because it hadn't rained in 14 months there. And then downpour as, that type of a climate. Downpour to the point where though they race in the rain, they were just all hydroplaning and they had to cancel the race. It was a shit show. Fast forward, Tom, 1 year. Hasn't rained since that day. Rain started the race again. I'm like, what are the chances?
Yeah.
What are the, yeah, it's
Go buy a
rained twice
lottery
in the
ticket
last
for
few years.
that.
Just apparently you got to hold a car race to get rain.
It's crazy.
Well, we kind of got our first kind of semi-guitar related question.
Good.
All right. What's up, Kurt?
Magic Man, any love for Japanese-made guitars? Thinking about picking up a Fuji Gen Super
Oh, yeah.
Strat.
If it's a
Ooh.
Fuji Gen, buy it.
Oh,
Anything
are nice.
made at that Fuji Gen factory is, known
Yep.
to be pretty good. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple stinkers come out of everywhere, but yeah, Fuji Gen.
the chances of
makes great
Fuji Gen
stuff.
putting in a stinker and you actually getting it is probably like 1 in a million.
Plus, if it's used and it was crap, at the
Yeah.
time, they're not inexpensive anymore. They're going way up. But at the time, the Fuji Gens were so inexpensive that if it was crap, it would have never been kept. You know what I mean? I agree, Terry.
Yeah.
If someone's kept it and played it, it's probably a good one, obviously.
Like I'm trying to think, when was the last time they built a crappy guitar in Japan? Like late 70s?
Yeah,
A lot.
about
Originally,
that, maybe the 60s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tyscos and the Kents, which they fell apart, as they should, because they weren't well built. But by the 70s, and when we got into the Ibanez
Tokais and
and Tokais and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and they were already at the point, they're kind of like, they in the 70s was like China now. They're like, oh, you want to build a Les Paul? All right, do you want your cost to be 200 on this? 500? 2,000? Because we'll just swap out the appropriate woods and hardware. Like, we'll
Yeah.
build it to what you want. That's why
Yeah.
whenever somebody complains about a guitar built in a certain country, it's like that company commissioned that guitar to be built and approved all prototypes. They knew exactly what they were building.
Yep. Blame it from the
Speaking
company.
of last night's guest,
Hey, there's Simon.
Hey, what's up, Haas?
Hi, James, just-
Phillip Island Circuit.
Phillip Island Circuit. Okay, I'll have to look up then. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
MotoGP. Then.
oh yes,
Yes.
that's right,
That's
MotoGP,
right. You know why?
GP too.
And
I
I'm
forgot.
embarrassed to say this, but Simon, the first time I saw it was on the video game. It's an exact recreation of it. They went there and did it apparently in the MotoGP video game. But yeah, that's it. Phillip Island Circuit. Thank
Hey,
you.
Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Looks like they're about to drive off of a cliff into the water. Yeah, it's crazy to see.
Yeah, there's the other brand, Area Pro 2s. Always had a
Yeah.
great reputation.
Yep.
Let's see. Mike Jones says, "Hey Ben, I bought a Tokai Love Rock that had a big Made in Japan sticker or decal that made me feel more nervous because it was a decal. See, I'm paraphrasing, and the quality was atrocious.
Huh.
Exactly.
So it was a fake Tokai Love Rock. Yeah, because I know the older, like the real original Tokai Love Rocks are phenomenal. Like,
Mhm.
the ones that are a copy
Yeah.
of the 59.
I always like their was it their P-Bass knockoff because they use the same
Oh.
font and everything.
Yeah.
BC
cool.
Rich just mentioned that. The Hard Puncher.
Yep. there
Hard
it is.
Puncher. Yes.
That's what I need. to
That
look
name,
for.
too,
I wanna
is
get a- I wanna get
hilarious.
a bass. Yeah. You could probably take your Hard Puncher, and then you might like.
I
you
got
put your
Randy
you
just
take- you put-
hassling me here.
You put your Hard Puncher into your butthole burner.
There you go. Randy's like hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Let's scroll back so we can get the comment too.
Show the
Talk about
picture.
Schecter PT specials. Not will you, can you? Just talk about PT. All right. Relax. We will. Got a
Well, I
photo.
will-
Schecter PT Specials.
Ben, I will say though, he might be adamant about it because I missed this comment before. I think we should address. Randy said he lost 2 friends last week.
He did. He
Stay
did.
in touch with
and I
things, never
feel
know.
really bad about that. We were
Yeah.
talking on
Sorry, brother. That sucks, man.
Saturday. Was it Randy that you called me on Saturday? I think just after I got back from Whitby. So Randy got rid of his. We'll just use this as a prop. Music Man Access, except his was the Sterling by Music Man Access,
Gotcha.
whatever it was, the Sterling version. Sure. And so we picked up apparently the what do they call it? The PT series, the BT Bottle Toke series. I don't know. Roadie's Jam Cave series though.
Schecter PT series. Oh,
That's
cool. The telly.
Oh, the Telly one, yeah. Yeah.
There we go. So it focus.
Oh, cool.
I keep trying to angle it more, but I realize no, it's the photo. It's on a downward angle.
I
That's kind of a
love-
cool
I love those
aqua
ones. Someone called it, like, I've heard it called an aqua burst. Someone else called it a Slimer burst.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I've seen Slimer burst that I hate. That one looks awesome.
So it's a P90 in the neck and a single. Oh, and it's got the old, call it knurling. The fancy hardware, like leather turned leather type thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's got that going on. Bound.
Wow.
I see it's bound.
Metalwork.
Looks like a bound
Bound
fretboard too.
And it's is it double bound or the body single bound body?
That's
It
single
looks like
bound.
single.
Yeah.
So notice I tilt it like this so you can see the top of the guitar.
Yeah, there you go.
See, that's where those 3D photos would come in handy,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, we'll be there soon enough. You'll just put your hand up and we'll just float.
Yeah, so that's she's a dandy.
It's interesting because I was
Congratulations.
watching on Access Television. They were doing a recent Pearl Jam concert, I guess before I think one of the Cubs games recently, and Eddie Vedder was actually playing a telly with P90 in the neck.
Who else did I see playing a telly?
Terry, I'll tell you, all of those people are copying Randy. I mean, that's cool.
Live shot of Freddie Mercury playing a telly. I saw that.
Mm.
Action was super high and still buzzing. Mike Jones follow up with a Takai. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Oh, okay. Yes.
The Cross Ride cover was literally like someone cut it out with scissors and didn't bother to round anything.
Wow.
Mike used a spell check about as much as Terry does, I swear.
He might use
Turn
speech
on
to attack.
Cody, yeah,
He might
but-
use speech to
There was
attack.
a marker on the frets, still from a fret level. Wow. Okay, like they didn't finish the crowning.
That definitely sounds like somebody tried to do a
Action was
Tokai
super
copy.
high, it's still buzzing because it had uneven frets, so you jack up the action. Anybody that watched Dave's World
Or
Run
even
stuff
someone
knows
bought
that
some
trick.
Tokai, decals and put them on.
Wow, they had to take it down to a fretless one, so it probably has a warped fretboard. It probably needed that
Ooh.
fretboard
Black
leveled
Jack.
and then refretted. And Randy's
Hey,
back
Black
to
Jack
3
guitar.
tellies now. Nice. Hey,
Max
Dwight
Joseph.
Bailey, Max Josephson,
Yes,
Black
actually,
Jack guitar.
it's interesting that he mentions that because remember up here in Canada, what was it, the early 2000s? There was the counterfeit Tokais going around.
Yeah, Tokai knockoffs.
I
Yep.
remember that. Like, I remember hearing about the.
Fruitcake Tony says, Tommy, tell us about the concert the other night.
Oh, I went to see Dead and Company.
Yes.
With the original. I guess it's Bobby Weir and
I was saying, yeah, it's like half of the original
Mickey
band.
Hart.
Just
So
due to age.
both drummers are still there. Mickey Hart's there. Oteil Berbige, who used to play with Aquarium Rescue Unit, if you ever heard of that band. He also played with Allman Brothers, and he's played with tons of people. Derek Trucks. He's phenomenal. He was on bass. Of course, John Mayer was singing and playing guitar. And then Jeff, I don't know how you say his last name, like Chimenti or Chimenti, whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it, but one of those Italian names starts with a CHI.
Appreciate it, Thomas.
The piano player, he was great. So it was a great show. I'll tell you, Ben, the only thing I didn't like about it, it's supposed to start at 7 o'clock. At 7:45, I'm waiting to get a bracelet that shows I've showed my vaccine card, to wait in another line to get in. That's about a 30-minute line to get through the metal detectors. So the show was like 30 or 40 minutes into it when we actually got into the stadium because they didn't prepare. So Dead and Company, great job. Hershey Park, horrible job. That's and I saw a guy that was an amateur that was profusely vomiting under a sign that said no parking. So that was fun. But the show was still on.
Oh my god!
I'm not the biggest Dead fan, but the musicians, the band. I mean, especially the replacement 3 musicians. No offense to any original members, but
well, that's the thing. Like you
might be going to a concert after COVID when.
You think, like an original member, like a band forms, not necessarily everyone's going to be a 10, right?
Exactly.
Right, like you're hoping for you're averaging a 7.8, really.
And then your guy who's a 10 dies.
Yeah, and then but let's say that guy who is an 8 leaves the band. Well, you're not going to hire another 8. You might as well put a 10 in his spot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
as you swapping out parts, you're upgrading.
Yeah, I will say this: I'm not a huge fan of John Mayer's pop music. I'll just be honest about it. But man, he can play. Man, that guy's a motherfucker. Excuse my language, but he played an improvised solo and then started in there. He starts harmonizing, and Jeff's playing these lines on the keyboard on the synth, and then they start just basically playing their own harmonies together. So he's playing 2-part harmony on the synth, harmonizing with John's guitar line. But he blew me away the most. Jeff playing the keys.
Yeah.
And then Oteil took a bass solo, and the guy was playing 2 fingers on the bass faster than I can, speed tech. I mean, it was literally like Eddie Van Halen, but on the bass, like, and you just hear this in the PA rumbling, like.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
I want
to
thank Thomas for the super chat, and I want to reiterate on tonight's show what I said last night, because super chats had been going into the Cascade Fund, cascading into the fund, if you will.
Cascade.
Yes, but no, they're going to go towards some cool piece of gear. Nice, Magic Man. We'll add it for the tone jar and a buying that Fujigen. Nice. And
cute dog, too. I'm assuming that's your dog. Very cute.
So, yeah.
Either that or else he has magical powers to turn
I'm going to
into a
transfer
dog.
those funds into something cool. Undecided yet. But it'll be something I'll pick up from one of the show sponsors. Either it's going to be something from Lawrence, Rob, or Adam. I've narrowed it down to those 3. So that'd be FU Tone, Tesi Switch. Links down below. Or
not
LPD
something
Pedals.
for Mike?
What?
Not something for Mike?
I already have something on the way for Mike.
Oh.
Actually, I think it's just it's a care package. So I haven't actually bought anything because I commented on a video. I said, "Hey, Ike, nice shirt." His new The Great American Guitar Store shirts, which is kind of in script font.
Yeah.
I said, "That's cool. I want one." And I also asked for some hot sauce because
Tony asked if there's any psychedelics going on at the show. I think the kid under the sign was probably on some psychedelics.
Well, that's good.
I only had one dude walk by me, and I'm gonna guess he was between 55 and 65. Kind of hard to tell, but he goes,
"I'm not getting a Dean Electro."
His eyes were like this, and I don't think he ever stopped partying since like the 60s or 70s because he goes,
Blackjack.
"I don't know if I like your face," but he was pointing at me like this.
No, I'm not getting a Dean Electro. Not getting a Dean.
Not even a grilled cheese Dean Electro?
No, the only Dean Electro I would get would be a 12 because they're a somewhat affordable 12 electric 12. and or a baritone, you know.
Yeah.
You know the craziest part of the Dead Show, Ben?
I'll tell you, Terry, the only way I'm getting a Dane Electro is if these fine folks in the chat buy it for me.
There you go.
Tell you that right now.
Oh my God! It's the start of like the start the SG fund, and about 3 or 4 people start throwing in money to it. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not at that point. I'm more at the start the Donner pedal fund. You know?
Yeah, that's about it, right?
Which might mean something. Oh, I know. I had a story, which I'll say it because it didn't make it into the video, and I was saving it for tonight because I didn't really notice until after I shot the video. And yes, oh, thanks, John. Appreciate it. I'm about to celebrate that.
Nice.
In the 80s, Simon was born in Perth. Well, we won't hold it against you. Oh, cool. Mojo's got a Texas Toast T-Style coming tomorrow, a daily driver.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
I like their show.
Yeah, so in Tundra, before I forget,
Yes.
because if I burn another bowl,
There's
a few items that I didn't mention that you will see, and there was one part of the store I didn't actually hit. So some things of note. I do mention a PV 5150 head there.
And you didn't buy it for me?
Mayhem claims it was used on tour. It wasn't.
But you didn't buy it for me? It was an OG one?
I saw what I just thought was a Swirl Ibanez. Turns out, no, it was one of those limited edition Swirl Universes.
Oh.
And then Jay went
in red.
In a red?
In red, yeah.
And Gizmachi was probably like.
So I don't know if Jay's still watching, but yeah, I found an Ibanez Swirl Universe if you want one. It's priced though. Start an Amazon wish list. I was thinking about that, John, but there's not a lot on the Amazon other than groceries that I usually buy.
And quite honestly, John, we don't want to have people get certain impressions about doing so.
So, but one of the things I mentioned, and because it showed up different in person than it did on camera, and I went, oh, there's an old Les Paul there.
Ooh.
Did it look familiar, Ben?
Well, now that I see it with that burst, and notice the line right below the tailpiece where the wood meets.
Yep.
3-piece top.
Okay.
Yep. There's that distinctive mark like above the neck pickup too.
Yeah, that
might have been new. Yeah,
that's new to me.
But the other thing you said you recognized.
Yes. Now, if we can get the gram of Instas to load for reference.
Come on, man. Come on, do it.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm using up.
I heard OnlyFans cut out the nudity, so I guess some people.
No, they brought it back.
Oh, they did.
They brought it back.
There was a ton of people looking for a new job. What's up, Mark?
All right, so bear with me, folks. I should have saved this.
Chris Baseman says he's the Les Paul hound, and he really wants the Epiphone 59. I've seen those. They look really nice. I've not played one, though. They look gorgeous, though.
All right, we've made it as far as when I went to a NASCAR race, so I know I'm going back 5 years.
Randy Crooks was in Perth, but he was in there when he was in the Marine Corps. He went to Perth.
Hey, Eddie Van Halen.
3 times of the
What's up,
time.
Eddie?
Well, thank you for your service, Randy, as well. My dad
Billy
was in the Navy.
Baloney, all these 70s Norland era Les Pauls were pancaked, yes.
Yes. Pancaked, which is front to back as well as across. Like you could have up to 9 pieces of wood in the body of your Lester Pulfus back in the day. Now, where?
I think early 69 is when they went to that, because I know there's some technically 69s that are
so
still
this
solid
photo,
body.
Tom, was taken in 1990.
Okay. Yeah,
no way. Could that possibly be then?
Eerily similar between the neck volume and the edge of the tailpiece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even from that shot, you can see a lot of similarities.
So long story short, I think I may have found my first electric guitar.
The location you explained.
That's interesting. That's what I was just going to say. That would be wild.
All right, and for those who know their geography, all right.
Hey, I got mine back. You got to get yours back now.
When I sold it in 1992, I
Got mine
believe,
back.
Terry. I was living in Trenton, but I sold it to a guy who lived in Pickering.
Huh.
In the density, it's now in a shop in Whitby, only a couple towns over.
That would make sense.
Yep.
And so, yeah, and I thought, but I'm not sure because there was no database back in the day in the 90s to look it up. I thought mine was about a 72. Well, that one in the store is a 74. And I'm like, I want that even more because that's my birth year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So-
yes.
That's why I want a 76, not because I like 76. I want a birth year too.
Well, and the thing is, the way I was, and I would put P90s in it, so I'd have a P90 Les Paul because I don't need a mini humbucker Les Paul. But which is one of the reasons I got rid of it. But and I was just like, man, that's the fun, because it's priced to sell too. And I didn't ask if he even had a case anymore or anything like that. Don't care. But yeah, I really want that guitar.
Ben, you gotta message me off the air and let me know. We gotta try and work something out so you can get that, man. Because let me know off the air. I know you don't want to say now, but let me know off the air about what it is. We gotta work something out for you, man. You gotta get that.
Oh,
back.
I think they I think they have it priced at literally 75% of retail value.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we can get them, get you enough that they'll hold it, and you can just, can I just pay it off over a couple months?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not
Then
sure
we'll do
if
a
they
real
do
fun
that.
for that. That's a legit fun right there. Because, to get back an original guitar, I mean, I told you that story. I think everyone on the air. I don't know if it was on your show, but my original guitar that my parents bought me in high school that I had to get rid of when I was in my 20s and broke. Just graduated college, and it was absolutely.
Well, I just put the price in the private chat for us.
Given
cool.
what you said, the age of it is and the condition of it, that looks about right from what I've seen on Reverb for guitars in that kind of time frame.
I've seen similar.
I've seen a lot higher.
That first number by a couple numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, really? And Mayhem's with me, and I'm like,
So I was just gonna say, you can go to Mayhem. You got a couple
you
bills
ready?
you can like.
I was like, damn. They also had in there an OG Tom Ibanez flanger 80s, so it's narrower, like your size footprint of an MXR, but a yellow Ibanez flanger.
Oh, I've seen one of those. I've never seen one in person. I've seen one online though. So Ben, if you look in the private chat, that's what that is in US dollars. But I thought it should be closer to that in US dollars.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking at least that in Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking more than that in Canadian.
Yeah.
They're going up and up, dude. Especially that's a clean, that's like fairly clean looking one.
Fun fact, John, Ardens Music, one of the proud supporters of this channel, was originally known as Ardens Accordion Academy.
Oh wow. It's like Fender
Speaking of
Electric
which,
Instrument Company.
I forgot to transfer them on here to do a screen share. But another road trip coming up soon to Kingston, Ontario.
Nice.
Because
hey, Jimmy Ray Hawkins.
Wow. What the heck is?
let's
Two
see.
full walls of
There?
guitars.
There we go.
There we go.
How's that for
Yeah.
a floor selection of a mom and pop music store? That looks like
That's a
damn
mom
display.
and pop store?
That's the new Ardens, Terry.
Wow. Holy
And
crap.
I see two. I immediately my eye goes to on each wall. I saw like a teal.
There's the string and accessory section.
Wow. I saw
Holy
like a teal
crap.
seafoam kind of guitar on the wall. So you got to get that one down and play it when you go. Like a seafoamy looking thing with a white pick guard. Oh man. Yeah, they're stocked up. Now, did they move like a far distance, or was it just to a different location?
There's the piano
I mean,
section.
like within the same area, or?
They're basically around the corner and closer to the highway now.
Oh, okay.
Here's the acoustic room.
Wow. Oh, that's nice. See, why doesn't every place do that? You do it long and narrow, and then you just put bench seating in the middle. It makes
Tell
so
me this
much
doesn't
more
look like a
sense.
NAMM display.
Oh yeah, it does. Pull it out a
Actually, you
little
know
bit.
what?
Pull it out a little bit.
You
There
know what
go.
it looks
Okay.
like? It looks like Henning's old set.
Either that or it looks like a New York coffee
Yeah, the way you have a
bar.
bunch of stools at little katanas and stuff, though.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool. And it's probably just outlets along the whole thing, right?
Hey, ice cream lady Amanda.
Where is my sister? They were asking
Hey,
about.
man,
I was going to
what's
say
up?
yes. I was over visiting Amanda earlier today. She's doing well. So yeah, that's the new Ardens.
Oh, I can tell you
location.
now that Amanda's here. So we had.
I'm going to go down, shoot a store tour in a week or two, probably. Who knows?
Nice.
Maybe I'll take Amanda along. We'll do it on a school day.
So
Yeah.
Amanda, now that you're here, I know you're here at least. So we have new kids. I'm in a new school this year, and we had a little girl today, and she was like, "Oh, well, I'm into music. I'm not really into sports at all." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "What are you into?" And she's played guitar. She's like 11 or 12. She's played guitar since she was like, I think 5 or 6. And
Wow.
she prefers acoustic, but she like loves to play guitar and sing. So I was talking. I was like, "All right, well, one Friday we'll set aside like an hour with the teacher I work with there, and
Apparently, Mayhem's in the chat here as well.
just jam, play some
Yep.
guitar."
Hey,
And like
Mayhem.
Terry, this little girl's eyes lit up, and I was like, right on. She's like, "Have you played for a while?" I'm like, "I played for a couple years," and she was like, "Can we just come in and jam?" I'm like, "Yes."
Nice.
So that was awesome. I especially love it when you see, boys and girls getting into it, because
Yeah.
when I was in college and I had to teach elementary students as like a course to get credit, it was all boys. I had one girl and like 19 boys, but now it's like you get 12 girls and 8 boys, or 10 boys, 10 girls. It's, it's a lot more kind of balanced, and you get a lot more kids in it.
Oh, Mayhem was at a car show tonight. Nothing wrong with that.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
did
Chris
we get
from
to the food
Coburg?
portion? We didn't, because it didn't make it into the road trip video. But we stopped. We were looking for a place to eat, and we were like, So Mayhem, he pulled up the Gyps system, and he said, like, good burgers near us. Let's go for a burger.
Ooh.
So we went to a Big Boy, but not the Big Boys, like the chain, but very much similar. We show up like old traditional fresh topping burgers, similar to let's say a boutique Harvey's, if you will, Terry.
Nice.
Nice.
Right. Other than I got the junior burger, which they should have an in between, because I got the quarter pounder. Mayhem got the half pounder. They really should do a third pounder, like a Whopper sized patty,
Call
for
it
the
the
amount
Ben.
of toppings and buns for ratio. But dude,
The Ben burger.
it was very close to In-N-Out. And I was happy. Because all of a sudden I'm like, what the hell is this? This is like In-N-Out. Except the fries were nowhere near In-N-Out, because they were thick cut home style fries, and I am not a fan of thick cut home style fries.
Oh, I have to disagree. I love them.
I
But
love
then
it.
again, like I spent a lot of my life living in Pennsylvania. It's like, Pennsylvania Dutch, farm country, cows, lots of fatty,
Yeah.
greasy foods. The foods that you love to eat, but that will kill you by the time you're 50 years old. That's what everything
Thick cut
around where I
fries,
live
Tom.
is.
Thick cut fries, as I said to Mayhem, save those for the fish and chips. Burgers
Okay,
should be
okay, I
with
get that.
shoestring fries.
Oh, okay. With burgers, I was, yeah. Burgers or shoestrings for sure. Yeah. Fish, I'm thinking fish and chip style.
Fish and chips, give me a nice
So,
thick.
I'll answer here real quick. Charles 75 said, yes, I'm still looking for a base. My problem is, and Ben gets this because I've talked to him about it, I'm so cheap. I'm willing to pay a lot of money all at once because I'm a cheap hoarder. So I sell everything and then hoard money, but don't spend any because I don't go out. I'm boring. I stay home and play guitar and watch movies. And then I see something that's really good deal that I could never afford, but it's like 70 or 80% off. And then I pounce on it. So I'm still looking for a base, but it'll probably take me a year or two because I'm going to look for some crazy deal where it's like a Fender Performer and the guy needs the money and it's like 500 or something.
You know
Okay.
what?
Something crazy.
Squire Precision Bass. Cheap and excellent bass.
I've been
If you
looking
just
at
need
them.
a basic,
I've been
yeah.
looking at those, yeah, because I want a P base. I definitely want a precision
So
base.
apparently maybe a road trip up to Port Hope.
Terry, I'm thinking if I can find one and it's used on Craigslist and I can even knock more money off of it,
Yeah.
you know.
Another
You
option
should be able
to be.
You know what, Tom? I'm one of those guys. I just wait until you'll see it on the local listings for a Squire Affinity P bass used, $100.
Yeah, I'm not in any rush. It could be now, it could be a year, it could be 3 years from now.
Guitar Man 45 is back. You have to chase off some coyotes.
Nice. Hey, Tim Thomas.
What's up, Tim? And Lauren.
Hey, Tim. Lawrence. I was going to say another option would be bent. Would be Tolman.
Okay. And they'll ship internationally, I take it.
They do.
Yeah, it's actually cheaper.
They probably have very good
to the
shipping
U.S.
deals. Very good contracts, probably.
Like that one
I'm down
PJ
for that
bass I got.
even though I'd have to drive
180?
all the way across the country. But when I'm out in BC, I'm stopping by for a burger.
Yeah. Well, did you guys hear that apparently Sweetwater sold out to venture capitalists?
They did.
I mean, I can't blame Chuck Chirac. That guy built that business himself. I can't blame the guy himself.
Hey, Frosty.
He's not a young guy. He probably just wanted to retire, but it sucks for everyone that's still there at the company.
For those who don't know, Frosty's from The Hammer, Hamilton, Ontario.
But I mean, Ben, my thought is that 50-point inspection is going to go down to about an 8-point inspection.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Olympus Burger in Port Hope. Apparently, that's where we're going. Okay.
I have had Scrapple several times, Beast Rich, but I'm not a huge fan. I like the song Scrapple from the Apple, though.
Sorry. West Hammer. What's that, Burlington?
And someone asked about, Ben, I have to address this one. Someone asked about...
Again, a joke for a very small demographic of the audience.
Well, I have a very small demographic thing here, too. I don't know if you know, but Taylor Swift is literally from within, the general area where I'm from. And so someone asked up here, I don't want to get it wrong. It was...
Oh, and I'm with Sam.
New Jersey.
I'm already not really a Sweetwater fan, but if they eliminate the candy, that's the first sign they're cutting corners.
Yeah. So Dan in New Jersey said, do you know Taylor Swift? I do not, but everyone that's around here has some Taylor Swift story. So I worked at a company near King of Prussia, and a young guy that I know that worked there went to Taylor Swift's high school and graduated the same year, was in the same class, same year as her. And I won't tell you what he said that kind of her attitude was, because I have nothing against her, but she was not his favorite person.
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe we've had an alumni of a Taylor Swift band member is an alumni of the Sunday Night Hang. I think Mr. Brian Nutter played for Taylor Swift for a period of time. Prior to playing with Keith Urban. I think.
Hope it's not a Sweetwater Gordon Gecko bloodbath of taking everything from the company. Benefits and so much more. I shouldn't be laughing, though, Jimmy Ray Hawkins, because that's scary that can happen. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I met a dude that was at one of these guitar shows that was an Enron. He was a network guy, an IT guy. And he was at Enron.
Oh,
and he goes,
John was asking where I'd be going in BC. Eventually, I'm going to go to Vancouver at some point. Because I got a bunch of friends in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area, Surrey, maybe head over into Victoria. I'm not sure. We've got friends up in Tofino, but that's nowhere near Vancouver. That's on the west coast of the island. Great surfing, though. I don't know. Hey, Chris.
And yes, that was awesome having Simon on last night. That was an awesome show last night. I just want to also add in before I forget.
So, Terry, do you know roughly what they charge for shipping to the U.S.?
Sounds good, John.
$40.
Oh, wow. That's not bad.
No.
It looks nice, too.
Yeah, I'm getting seeing a few nice comments regarding Tofino. Yeah, a buddy of mine that he lived around here. He was a bass brat, but he lived in Trenton, and he worked for my parents. We became friends. Bass player. He moved out to Vancouver to make it big in music. Didn't make it big in music. Got into the restaurant business, and did one of those, as often you do. You spend 6 months prepping, open a hot little restaurant downtown Vancouver. It's all the rage. You sell it within a year and make off like bandits while it's the hot locale. So he did that, and he more or less retired out to Tofino, like in his 30s.
Wow.
And I don't know what the hell he does out there, but he does a lot of surfing. I know that. And he hangs out with his kids and his wife a lot, just from seeing on social media.
I mean, I don't know the guy personally. A friend of mine does, but I know of a guy that graduated a local high school where I went to school.
See, I'm
my
not
friends-
surprised at that comment, Chris. See, now that I met him, it makes even more sense.
for a week or two.
On the
Nice.
beach, for a week or two in '93. I bet you
Nice.
did, buddy. I bet you did. That was right around the time I was looking to move out to BC. Was '92. I was going to move out there, but I didn't. Which is just as well. I was about to, but was it during my last semester of high school? I saw how many of my friends were moving back from Vancouver already, because it was like 80% of those who went out returned. And I knew about 10, 15 people that moved out there during my last year or two of high school.
Wow. We're over 45 minutes, right? Long Penis Dude is here.
Yep.
He is
Lauren,
the one and only. Speaking of long penis, dude, did I thank
I
the
mean, you
sponsors?
can't get offended at that nickname.
No.
Because, who would not want that nickname? I mean,
You have not mentioned sponsors.
Well, we do during the intro now. We haven't played, but we do want to thank LPD Pedals, Reno Fin Custom Guitars, Tesi Switch, FU Tone, Vibraprint, Flipside Music, and of course Ardens Music with their spanking new location on Gardner's Road, Kingston.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me can't wait for the pictures of the new Flipside Music.
Hey,
I
Milt.
so can't wait for to see how they have
Hey.
that.
what's going on, man?
Hey, Milt.
And I also want to thank. Might as well let's do the patrons. Yes, got it right. That's like a month and a half straight.
Do
Go
the
for it.
Patreons.
The Patreons, no,
Patreon.
the patrons on you. Don't the Patreons. No, the patrons on Patreon. Not the Patreons.
Yo.
That's what messes me up. We'll get to that. I saw that. We'll talk about that. I got a rant on that. Where am I looking? Right there. You can become a Patreon at patreon.com. Just do a search for my name, multiple tiers, and you get a shout out, amongst other things, exclusive content. I want to thank Guitar Man 45, Symmetry, Paul McNary, Mickey Settlemeyer, Joe C, Keith H, Knucklehead 0, unfucking believable, Charles 75N, John ZD351, JP Page 2, Jose Benito Martinez Jr., Fruitcake Tony, Ben Tom, Blackjack Guitar, Grumpy Mike Guitar, excuse me, Craig Tom. Oh, that was chilly. Burn. Cousin Todd Flowers, Charles Green, Brad Guitar Miller, Absolute Mayhem, Other Left, and our newest patron, returning, a classic, Randy Crux.
Randy.
He's one of those crazy bastards that's a double dipper. He's a channel member and a patron, like somebody else.
He's a super
Double
fan.
dipper.
Yeah, I like the double dippers. Do a bit here, a bit there. It's all good.
Hey, you know what I was going to say?
appreciate it.
Because I saw Lawrence's name real quick. I was going to, in case he wasn't in the chat last night when Simon was talking about it, and I remembered this, or maybe Simon was telling us off the air, but I don't think Simon would mind us telling him because it was just about Lawrence's pedal. So he said he put the nice drive A into his SL68, cranked the SL68, used the nice drive A, instead of like Eddie would have used the Boss
The EQ.
G10 EQ boost, and then you get the little boost from the Echoplex. He shaped it with the nice drive A to get the boost out of that into the front of the SL68, and he said it totally, nailed that.
Speaking of double dippers,
Nailed that.
Guitar Man 45.
Guitar Man 45, yeah. So Lawrence, I mean, definitely there you go. Once again, I love that pedal, but once again,
So, yeah, I
the
saw
Hawk got his and he loved it.
Well, let's throw it in the Malarkey of the Week category.
Go for
The
it.
dude that was on the cover of Nirvana's Nevermind, the Naked
Huh.
Kid, is
Yeah.
now suing anybody he can sue
Yep.
over it's ruined my life, and oh, by the way, it's child porn, and oh, and this and that. And
150 grand per person. That's the max he can sue for.
I saw a little video on this commenting on this, and I got two things that stuck out like huge red flags. Huge. One is he's suing band members that didn't even play it, like drummers that left before Nevermind was ever done.
Yep.
Right? 'Cause
Yeah.
as far as we know, Dave Grohl is the only drummer that appears on that album.
Yeah.
All right. So there's that. So don't be suing people that weren't even on the album. And guess what? If they have any money in life, it probably wasn't from music because they quit Nirvana at age 21 and went and got a real job and had a career and made money.
Yeah.
Also, they flash back to like the year 2000 with a younger version of this asshat. I said asshat. On MTV, going on and on. Oh, I've had so many doors open for me in life because of being on that album cover.
Yeah.
So whatever you're suing for, have you already made that much and blew it in life?
He recreated it, they said 7 different times for different things, got paid for it. And he used to get paid to show up at clubs. And he's like, oh, I'd get laid all the time and I'd get paid by the club just to hang out and be there. It's the Nirvana baby, you know?
Exactly.
And now he needs money and he doesn't want to work for it, you know?
And he's like, I don't know. It's like, well, first of all, his parents obviously signed off on it.
Yep. $300 they sold it for.
Yeah. Well, there you
Oh,
go.
that's crazy.
Well, it makes sense because there's probably some friends of the band type thing who had a kid because they were basically unknown just after Bleach.
For an unknown band, one photo, that's probably about average, yeah. Like a nice, professional photo.
Yeah. Or they paid a photographer $1,000 and he did the photo, paid them $300 for talent.
Yep.
I think John sums it up best in the side chat.
Okay. What do you say? Did I miss it? Gotta scroll back down to the phone.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep, that's it. Nailed it.
Yeah, at this point in time, this is a far reach for him, and it's just basically an attention grab.
So we got Blackjack Guitar. His 15 minutes has expired. Yeah.
Yep.
All that, yeah.
And then my sister's comment. I questioned the chick that screws a dude because he was a baby on an album. The Gerber baby must be balling.
Well, yeah.
And yes, and I did see those comments I want to throw out as well. John mentioned Eddie is going to sue Iron Maiden next. And then we have an update. Eddie has, in fact, settled out of court for a case of Iron Maiden beer.
That's awesome.
Did Eddie say, my bones hurt?
Yeah. So there's that.
Hey, Janice. It's always good to see Janice.
I like
Hope
Janice.
the music's going well. Hope the open mics are going well, too.
Yeah, the Nirvana kid is clearly broke. Yes.
Well, he says everyone knows what my junk looks like. And it's like, well, hope it still doesn't look like that anymore. You know?
BC Ray says, I swim naked in public pools all the time and all I get is arrested.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. You can do it once.
Here's the inherent problem with, like I said in my observations on society, and that a lot of these people that are doing this more often are going to end up hurting themselves more than get themselves any type of a benefit.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
He's going to go to apply for a job and they're not going to want to hire him because they.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's the days of any publicity is good publicity are over. Can somebody, one of the mods, put Tink's channel in the chat? Apparently, Chris is interested in checking out Tink's channel. And reminds me, I got to reach out to Tink again. We've had a request to have Tink back on the channel. So, I got to hit Tink up.
Tink.
There you go. John DeShane nailed it. When I saw that story, first thing I thought was, he's got a small pecker. Oh, there, and Foofy do the baby from the VH 1984 is suing nicotine addiction.
I think the baby from the 1984 cover kicked that Nirvana kid's ass.
It'd be cool to see they assemble all like children from albums. Well, how about all the children on the original House is the Holy album cover? It's naked kids climbing on, like ruins and rocks, like a thing. I mean,
Yep. Oh, somebody sent a photo. Who's sending photos in?
Yeah, Kirk.
I know who's sending photos in.
Not me. All hands on deck.
It was just some breaking news, Tom. Come on.
Baby not suing black. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of memes out there, right? Like that are like the frog on the.
It also says below, Black Sabbath kid thinks Nirvana kid is a jackass.
DC Rich 581 said, weren't those plants kids? Yeah, they could have been. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that, like, you know, people get so wigged out about that.
No, Brad,
Yeah,
you just
cherubs
sent me
are
an
all-
incriminating video the other night while I was live.
No, you have to put up what Amanda said. That's great.
There's also
After
one
all,
out there that said
big
the
deal.
frog from the Silverchair album will not sue the band because it was not stomped on or something like that. Was another one of the memes. There's been like a whole crap load of them now since this. So like, I mean,
Art is art. Exactly, John. Art is art. Exactly.
The baby.
On that note, do we have anything else to
Yeah.
discuss, folks? Anything in there? Any new questions, comments, concerns? Lusts?
well, actually,
Yeah.
since you did mention Tundra and we didn't really get to talk about it before the show,
Oh.
what was your impressions of going to Tundra?
Well,
Finally.
I mentioned that in the video what my impressions were, but also what I didn't mention in the video, an OG Fender Bandmaster combo unit, head and cab.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
wow.
Twin reverb without the reverb.
You see it, but I don't describe it in the video. A Gibson, I thought it was ES175. It was actually an ES137, so it's thinner.
Oh, yeah. Slightly thinner, yeah.
Yeah, oh, much thinner. Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
didn't
is
even try
flat
playing
thinner?
it because, again,
Is it closer
was
to
priced to sell.
335? Closer to a 335 thickness?
yeah, very much like Guild Starfire,
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, okay.
which
Okay.
I played one of those while I was there. Too.
Like I like 175s, but I feel like I'm just.
Well, yeah,
playing
and one thing,
three
it's obvious from the video, but I have to mention it. Well, it's not obvious because I'm panning. Put it on slow mo. There's an idea because I couldn't upload it in full 4K. It was too big a file, so I had to do the 1080. Hands down, Tom, the best selection of electric guilds I've ever seen in a retail environment.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because let's be honest, most places that carry guild don't carry guild. They can order in a guild for you.
Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah.
a Guild Electric in a store.
If you're lucky-
I've seen someone have one, but I've never seen it. In
There's
store.
going to be two, one above the other at the end of a row, maybe three, right? That's the most you're going
the
to
end of the
ever
row,
see.
like on the end cap, or yeah.
Yeah, that's what. No, it'll be out Wednesday, Chris.
Someone asked a question I saw too.
I think I saw he had a dozen guilds on the rack.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, including like their version of the SG. Was that
Yeah,
the
the Polar
S100?
S100. Yep.
Yeah. Mayhem picks it up and goes, because he's an SG guy. He's like, who'd play one of these? Because it was quite heavy. I'm like, Kim Thiel, Chris
Yeah.
Thiel for a period of time.
He still does.
Yep. They had a Hagstrom in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Multiple vintage guitar. A lot of used stock. We'll say, like,
Yeah.
even there, 40% of the stock was used in there, which was
Did you ever-
awesome.
Did you ever see any of those old the Garnet, the tube ones, which is basically a Marshall? They're EL34. I forget what the model is.
A Garnet? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made in Winnipeg.
That's what I mean. Did you ever see any of those used up there?
Very rare, very rare. But I
Yeah.
did see something.
I think most people kept
Are
them
you
because they were-
familiar,
they were
Tom?
great.
Holmes. HOLMES.
Yeah.
They had a couple. They had a combo and a head in there. Holmes.
I love those brands that were like really big and then no one knows them now.
Yeah, I was just like, this looks old. All right. Apparently, this is the night of getting stuff. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was the one, Keith H.
Van
on.
Halen baby, Susan Nirvana baby for being
for being
a
a
pussy.
pussy. Yeah, I mean, there was a point in the US there was a point in the US where you could get a Garnet amp for a good deal, and then people realized like what
Do you know there was
with the internet
one?
and everything. They realized what good amps they were. That it was basically like even Dave Friedman said, it's a Canadian Marshall. That's all it is
There's
basically.
one guy who still uses a Garnet Herzog. I think
Like
that
the
was
original ones
big
were
one,
all
Garnet
hand
Herzog.
wired and awesome.
But it's like his truncated thing where he has like 2 or 3 lines going into it. That's the throttle point, and then out into other stuff. But that's Gordy Johnson from Big Sugar.
Oh wow,
That's the key to his tone. He has to run through his Garnet Herzog.
they're great sounding.
And
man.
for years, he was playing ES 1275 through a Garnet.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's a
that's
tone.
awesome.
That's a tone.
That's a back breaker.
Well, you got Rudy's for that. And he's been living in Texas. He lives down around Billy Gibbons or something like that for the last 25. He moved down there in the 90s.
Ooh.
As soon as he got some money, he moved the fuck out of Canada. I don't blame him. Weather-wise.
What you drinking, Terry? Looks unhealthy. I'm interested, Amanda.
I just read that from Amanda. So I normally don't go to Circle K or what used to be.
Oh, I used
was
to go to
it
Circle K
Max?
all the time.
So what
Well,
I
Circle
did
K's new in Canada,
earlier was I got a Froster.
Yep.
Circle
I
K
got a
is great.
Froster. And this actually was originally Mountain Dew in the bottom and special edition Blue Pepsi
Nice.
in that.
So
and
it's
then
diabetes
this,
or crap.
yeah, and then
Double
in this
the dye,
instance of this
double the
puller,
sugar.
what the heck? I got the background thing going on this. That's funny. So
Polar
in this
Pop?
Polar Pop I got, again, both of these things were $3.80 Canadian. And in this, the odd combination I did in this was Mountain Dew with Crush Lime. And I actually dig this. That's if you're a big lime person.
Oh, and we got a message for Tom,
Should we help?
apparently.
Should we help Boner Jams with his OCD or should we just leave it? You know how like people do like string changes online? Should I do a bed fixing on
There we go.
live stream? What do you think?
That's right, Symmetry. Grape Squishy and vodka. Oh, yeah, high school was fun.
Great squishy and a turbo dog.
Yes, it's true. Like I said, I try not to drink stuff like this, but
If you're
so
gonna have it,
basically
then you
Terry
might
is
as well
now
enjoy
rendered
it.
sterile and blind. Huh? What?
How's that?
What?
That's awesome. There's like a reverb when you hit the mic. That was great.
He did sound
No,
like
I-
he was just dropping a Fender combo from about an inch and a half off the floor.
Yep. The pan kept smacking the bottom.
Like that?
Wow. Yeah.
That's the spring on the spring arm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wilfred Brimley's rolling in his grave. Yep. Yep.
Can you imagine if you recorded
No,
guitar
oh,
in
but
your
rest
life?
in peace, Ed Asner.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw that.
Which we can do the 6 degrees of separation to Ed Asner in just a couple of leaps and bounds, Terry.
What's up, Boner?
Let's see. Connection. Brother James from the channel, JJ's House of
Yep.
Jams. His singer Josh is married into Ed's family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're in-laws, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw a post about that. So, yeah. That's right,
Amanda, that's some Law and Order sound effect, Terry.
Yeah, that was the other one, Chris McCover. An OG that I don't think we'll talk about on another channel. Rest in peace,
Yes.
Lee Scratch Perry.
And
Yes.
who was Lee Scratch Perry?
He
One
was
of the
guy who made-
originators, let's see, one of the first 3 originators of dub music. Tom,
and
out of,
Jamaican, or
out of
reggae.
Jamaica. Prior to reggae, like he was doing all that. Yeah. Long before there was house, there was dub. He got into that.
Yeah.
Huge influence on reggae musicians. Worked with Bob Marley. Legend passed away at 85, 86
Yes.
years old.
85.
Today or when?
No, same day. It was
Saturday.
announced the same day as Ed Asner.
Which was when?
I think Saturday.
Yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, if it was Saturday, I would have thought RJ would have mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Exactly, Chris. Dub reggae. That's that stuff that you hear playing,
Oh,
Tom,
I
that you
love
think
that.
somebody just did a live bootleg on their phone at a Jamaican flea market because it sounds like you're hearing music and then a guy's like singing through a megaphone. It's like, you're like, okay, sure. Lots of reverb and delays and,
Yeah.
oh, it's great. Yeah, he was a mentor to Bunny Whaler,
My buddy
Yeah.
knows Bunny Whaler.
The Clash,
One of
Mark
my
Effects.
friends. One of my friends knows all those, Bunny, and he knows all those guys.
Yeah.
They used to come and play Philly all the time, and yeah, he knows them. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
I was going to get into
so
something else,
that's
but we won't go there. He knows him.
that's one of the
I won't say how he knows him, but he knows him.
So maybe we'll discuss him next Sunday when we have RJ on, because I bet you RJ knows some dub music.
Oh man, I listen to that kind of stuff. Do you listen to? Have you ever heard of Soja, Soldiers of Ja's Army?
Yep.
Oh, freaking love them, man.
There was a huge.
Who else am I listening to now?
Well, there's a huge Jamaican community in and around in pockets of Toronto.
Yeah.
Like we have Caribana Festival. It's the largest Caribbean festival outside of the Caribbean. It's in Toronto every year. And my cousin got into. He's like, I'm like, so what are you listening to these days? Because we'd hang out every summer, and so you'd have the whole school year. And eventually, he's just like, yeah, I'm listening to house music. I'm like, what the fuck's house music? And it's an offshoot of like dub and all.
I didn't get into it until maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, because Kyan really got into music first. He loved Bob Marley, and then he started going on Spotify and I always, like in high school, I was into Marley, I was into Peter Tosh and all those guys, but I didn't get into it as much. But now, Kyan, when we're in the car, that's all we listen to is some genre, some offshoot of reggae.
Well, and that's it was like the original open source music, because people would use the same backing track over and over again.
It was
just
like
lay down
all love, man. You take my stuff, I take yours. You go and perform it. It's all good, man.
Yep.
Yeah, not like nowadays. You sampled my shit. I'm gonna sue your ass.
Yeah, it was the exact.
I think it was very much a cultural thing.
That was a hard part. I was watching a doc. There's a YouTube channel that did a documentary on the history of house that I really wanted to learn more. So I watched it, and it was interesting because they have a hard time tracking back this stuff, because some of the biggest hits that's been re-recorded 6 times, and it's just a pulsing beat. Everything else, the horns that were originally on it, they're all gone. And then you find out, it's this R&B song from 1963. You're like, what? Well, one guy slowed it down, another guy sped it up, and blah, blah, blah. And another guy added, a slap back on it. Someone else added reverb.
We should get Ben Coombs' house jam. John DeShane said.
Get to say Shabbat a lot. Shabbat.
Frosty said house. 121 sacks, jabs.
What's his name there? One name dude. Early 90s. It was
Snow?
Kind of house. No, not Snow. That wasn't Snow.
I was gonna say, I hope not Snow.
OND, one name dude.
Oh, let me think.
LPD,
Shaggy.
Shaggy, yeah.
That's house.
Shaggy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of house in that.
Wasn't that him? Boombastic.
Yeah.
Yes, it was him.
Feeling fantastic.
Mr. Lava Lava.
Yeah. Wasn't me. Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. So there we are. There. So that's Canucks with house. Sure.
There you go.
Jamaicans with guitars.
or
is it Canadian Jamaicans with guitars, I guess.
Hey, Simon. Yeah, that's we covered that. Yeah, I'm glad we did. Thanks, Chris, for bringing that up. Because I wanted to. I saw that this morning, and then I forgot to make note of it. Simon Hosford says, no one does a better Shaggy than me.
Oh, I gotta see that. You gotta put out a quick video, do an Instagram of that, Simon.
Yeah, we need that. Tag
You gotta.
Zoinks?
Not that kind. No, that's Scooby. That's not Shaggy.
Oh, I saw.
Well,
really
yeah, I guess
cool.
yeah.
But Scooby!
I saw a really cool drawing on it. Do you guys ever go on deviantart.com? It's all independent artists that can put their stuff up for free. Mm-hmm. But they have all kinds of genres. It's more genres almost than Reddit. But it's all kinds of art, and it's just pencil drawing kind of art, that kind of stuff, or digital. But someone did Scooby and Shaggy, but it was like the stoner. Nice. It was like the stoner, Scooby and Shaggy, and it was like post-apocalyptic world, and they're all like.
Oh god, that would be hilarious.
And then they did the other good one was they did a
yes. My sister being a child of the '90s in many ways, there, Yeah, that was right. That was right in your jam, right in the middle of that stuff. So,
Oh, Amanda, she be jamming.
yeah, man, do a drone and we can all add something to it.
We
I like
hear
the velvets
Amanda like
sometimes.
a jam.
Shabba. I like to move it, move it.
Oh God, that's
For God's sakes, let's get one more guitar question in here, and then we can wrap up the show.
Okay, what was the best thing you saw, Ben, in the past week on YouTube, or that
on what on YouTube?
What did you see? Like something everyone should watch, or something that was like maybe like just really special. You thought could be good, or it could be like
Well, it was the video I was telling Absolute Mayhem about, which was the guy who took a 180 horsepower motorcycle engine and mounted it in a go-kart.
Wow.
And then went out for a rip around town.
Did it like blow through into his body and kill him or something?
No, the motor is mounted behind him, right over the drive axle. So literally he's going through the gears, says zing, 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 and it was like 10 miles an hour, 20, 30, 40, 50, like that fast.
You would have been popping wheelies like crazy.
And you figure, even with him on it, the whole thing weighs maybe 500 pounds.
How did he not lift off the ground?
Oh, the go-karts are low to the ground, those shifter karts.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you'd come up to an intersection, just, you could go around a corner at 40, 50 miles an hour that you'd have to almost come to a stop on. That was fun to watch.
Well, a lot of them are wider than they are high, too, which makes it very difficult to flip.
We did actually miss something that Lawrence did mention guitar-wise.
More difficult.
And what he did actually originally ask, I believe, us and everyone else was, what are our thoughts on this new, the new mini amp heads? The one just came out now again, the Agnator tweaker.
Oh,
or no, there
ones?
was. Yes.
Man.
Or,
Should I show it on here? That's what I wonder.
Sorry, the Friedman BE Mini, and then now they've got the. They just launched another one. So Lawrence was asking our thoughts on these new low end basically guitar amp pedals in a powered platform kind of mini amp thing.
Now, what was the example? Like, which one have they come out with recently? You said Agnator.
Let me take a quick scroll through.
Now, are these small tube heads, solid state? Is it a combination of both? Is it modeling? Or...
It's basically like the pedal put to a solid state.
All right, well, I'm taking over the show here. Hang on.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
You're going to love this.
All right.
Hello. You know what I'm saying? Shut down the house. Just want you all to know that. So how you can grant a woman access to your villa? Put the sign out witness while you play on your pillar. You better watch your back before she turn into a killer. Best of your situation, not a carabiner.
That is awesome.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh my god.
My hat's off to Haas.
My god.
Man, I knew you ripped on guitar, but man, that was great. I didn't know you had it in you. That was hilarious.
Bogner Ecstasy was the little mini amp that was just released today. A whole bunch of people.
He wasn't lying, Ben. He has it spot on. That's funny.
That was good. Hey,
I have to go back and watch that. You said Bogner Ecstasy Mini, so it would be like the Bogner blue and red pedals combined.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Yes.
Is it similar to the Friedman, like a Class D solid state?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's exactly like the Friedman one, except it's just a Bogner.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'd want to try them out, but I don't know. I mean, I think you got to try something like that because, you know what I mean? It's hard to
see
judge.
Now, Tink and Kush, they might be hanging out making certain lifestyle choices.
Let me see if I have it right here.
Clearly not to the point that Mayhem has, because Mayhem thought that was Aaron. No, that was Simon. Because I had to scroll back. I heard him saying
Yeah.
hi to Aaron. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
can't
see
find
one of the
Aaron.
best
in here.
solid state amps. I think if I have it, it might be right here. Let me see. They don't make them anymore.
And
But...
apparently Amanda from 1992 is dying. Oh, that's a smart idea, Guitar Man 45, because they'd be air cooled, or maybe were they liquid cooled? I assume air cooled. That's stout. That's stout.
I left it in the kitchen, but the Fender Bronco, I think
Yeah.
that was one of the best solid state practice amps they made in the 90s.
I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
wasn't there a Bronco bass?
There was.
Yeah.
This looks like a 5E3 Tweed Deluxe, but a little smaller because it's like I want to say it's a 10-inch speaker. Maybe it's even 8-inch, but it's small, but it actually sounds decent. It's all solid state, but it's analog, solid state.
Solid state is fine. Class D
For bass
digital
amps.
is fine.
For bass amps. Oh God.
I'll take the
So
bass
there,
one,
Lawrence
you
was
Lawrence.
still around.
Yeah.
So that's awesome that I actually that
All
he
right,
was
I
still
think
around.
Mark's been hanging out with Mayhem. Although, yeah, I guess with the toque and the glasses, but still, yes.
So Lawrence, what are your thoughts on those? I'm curious.
Pete Thorne has a new video out on B Mini, I assume, not
Yep.
Mono Mini, but sure.
Cool.
Yeah, Pete Thorne. Actually, out of the ones that I watched, Pete Thorne's was the best demo of the Bogner Ecstasy Mini.
So now we know the rest of the story. That's what. Yeah, that's the reason we all learn it, Simon. I get it.
Simon was out pulling the ladies.
I get it. What was I going to mention? Oh, and one other thing. If you want to rewatch or haven't you missed it and want to catch a 3 cores in, John. Nice. I'll have a bowl to wrap things up here. I was going to mention if you want to check out a live stream on replay, let's check out Coffee Time with RJ from last Saturday, where Casparian, is that the name of the guitar?
Oh, comparison.
Comparison?
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Comparison,
fucking
yeah.
say. I was trying to say it at Tundra. I could explain to the guy. But that thing that's off the hook. And it was
Hey,
funny
Blondie.
because I'm thinking to myself, Terry, if you missed it, check it out because it's white with pink cheetah spots.
Yeah,
It's
I've
what-
seen
Okay.
it briefly.
And if you recall, Terry, a few weeks ago, we were hanging out with Steve on Steve's show, and he was browsing Kramer's, and everyone was going for the animal print versus the candy apple
Yep.
red. And he goes, maybe I'm off the mark. I don't understand it. That animal print's so popular. We saw the reaction to RJ's guitar. And so Saturday night, Steve's playing his his SM1, which is like a white pearl. I was like,
Yeah.
sounds great, but it looks a little plain. He ignored the comment. He just skipped right over that comment.
Yeah, the weird is the Cap Cason and the Vola have very similar stylings to them.
Yeah. I was interested. I liked his idea because it looks like an HH, but I knew right away. I was like, that's 2 singles just wedged in next to each other.
Yes.
So that's different. Seems like something Dana Electro would do.
Huh. Jimmy Ray Hawkins says he recently sold a Bogner Ecstasy 3534 with matching 2x10 custom
that thing
gold
sounds
cab loaded with 2 10-inch Celestine golds.
Cool.
LPD Pedals states, Bent Tom, I think they're a questionable brand decision at best. I don't know who would take them seriously. They're in a Marshall mini stack realm, ... toys.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I thought, but I mean, I try not to judge something if I don't play it. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just get the pedal because there's so many small Class D power amps like the Milkman one and there's a
Well,
a
what
bunch
it
of
kind of
these-
reminds
like
me of,
Quilter makes
quite
great
honestly,
ones,
is I had one of the Hotone nano amps.
What's up, robot? That's a
And
great one.
it's very much like, it really is just pretty much like one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get stretched a little thin.
John DeShane, I agree 100%. You said you didn't care for your 101B, too much low mids. Yeah, I had a Wagner Ecstasy 101B as well, and I just sound like it had a blanket over top of the speakers to me.
Oh, they're totally for the bedroom, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to be
exactly.
gigging with this stuff. And if you are, it's a small gig. Small amp.
I mean, I
Small
think
gig.
it's if you've got money to burn, just to throw in your living room. It's kind of a half gag, but you can plug into it when you have someone over and say, "Yeah, check this out, man."
Mind you, though, there was that one group that actually did a whole album with those orange micro darks.
Oh,
And that's
really?
what they did all their guitar tracks, and then even their tour. They had like 2 of them.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I want something robust.
No, is there sound like mega distortion? Because once you get to a certain level of saturation with distortion, go solid state. It doesn't matter because it doesn't sound like a tube anymore anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
Basically,
crisp.
the
It's like
darks
crispy.
are
You know what I mean? Like
they
a
kind of play
crispy
off of the
sound.
Jim Root sound.
What's up, Adam?
So-
No, it's not- I don't know that. It's that lower high gain.
All
High
right.
gain.
See you, Chris. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, so something like that, I bet you honestly, once you EQ it on an album, you wouldn't tell the difference. Wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
My
Yeah.
rule of thumb is when it comes to gigging, my amp has to be heavy enough to hurt Mark's back.
Well, I mean, think about it this way too. Like,
I
Terry,
thought
if
you would
you
like
were-
that, Terry, right?
If you were playing metal only, Terry, like why not go with a modeler? Because if you're playing with super high gain,
Yep.
you're not really going to hear the difference. The difference for me that I hear between a modeler and a tube amp is the lower you get in gain. The hardest thing that I find to get correct on a modeler is clean sounds. And I have to be honest, I've never heard a modeler that does cleans correctly. I owned a Kemper for like 3 or 4 years. And I think a Kemper, if you go into a tube power amp, a la what the Haas did, I've done that at home before, not on the scale or at the technical facility that he did it, but it sounds pretty damn good. I used to do that just to play at night all the time. You know, my kids were younger. And,
Well, I had the orange
I'm
micro
expecting an
dark.
angry text from Mark at any moment, right? Fuck you and your heavy amps.
Yes, as
So
Magic
did-
Man was saying, the micro dark
No, he
sounds
agreed.
surprisingly good through a tube power section. Well, again, that's just it. It had a tube preamp.
Right. And the other thing to discount, because I read Symmetry said 6 months in front of 412. I don't think I could ever go smaller. Just love the massive sound. I agree. I can plug I have a 10-watt little amp that no one's ever heard of from the 60s. And I can plug that in and dime that and throw like, not even, I was going to say like one of Lawrence's pedals, but not even an expensive pedal, like one of the $30 Behringer pedals, just something to boost the drive and turn the gain almost all the way down. And EQ it a little bit, maybe a Boss EQ pedal. And if it's going through the same nice 412 good speakers, you'd be hard pressed to tell that was not a way more expensive amp. And I bought that 10-watt little tube amp. Uses like some weird little Russian tubes, I think. But I bought off Craigslist for like $90. You know what I mean? Because it's still a tube. It's like, it doesn't have to be a $500 vintage NOS tube. Like, if you're using any kind of tube, it's going to sound
So Jimmy
better.
Ray's got a new amp
Nice.
coming, the PRS HX50.
So
Cool.
the Hendrix amp that basically
that is the
Paul
Hendrix one.
Smith.
Yeah, that's nice,
Did.
man. Those
Yeah.
I played one of those once. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for me with those.
I'm just reading Mayhem's comment. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm chuckling a little inside, though. Just so, do we have any parting questions? We got a few people dipping out, so we'll probably wrap things up here shortly.
Oh my God, Mayhem.
We'll be once more around the table here, folks. So if you have any last minute comments and questions, get them in. I always go to Terry first. So Terry, any parting words on this week's show? It's the last day of the month as we head into September. Kids are back in school or shortly thereafter going back to school. So, you know, our derelict guitar playing people that have kids can sit around and play guitar more without the kids around, I guess. I don't know.
Or
What do you got to
spend
say?
time in the
Is
show.
what I'm saying.
Just quickly again, I didn't touch on it at the beginning of the show, but there was the second tornado or whatever that is hit down in the U.S. Again, I hope people in that affected area are safe and well as well too. I'm not sure how many viewers of my channel or your channel are have been affected by that. Also, I hope everyone's children have a great time beginning school, because it is going on pretty much through all of North America, I think, now as well too.
Yeah, this week or next week, pretty much.
Yeah. Beyond that, again, hope everyone is well that follows us, gives us support, gives us feedback. You know, we truly need to stay together when it comes to positivity and, you know, not allow the negative people to affect us.
Cool. I want to let Kyan know that we talked a lot about guitars tonight and not much about racing tonight. We tried to keep to guitars tonight, buddy. I heard the feedback. I took your words seriously, so we will be talking much more guitar, because it's a guitar channel. And I hear you're going back to school, and it's awesome. Tom's mic's still muted, so I'm not sure if...
Yeah.
No, he only said one thing. Kyan, what did you tell me? What should he talk about? Just?
I know.
Should he talk about racing and guitar or just guitar?
Just guitar.
What about meat? You love meat? Should we talk about meat too?
Tell Terry what your favorite YouTube videos are to watch about meat. What do? They show you
How to cook them.
and how to what?
I know.
Slice off
the bone.
bone.
Uh-huh.
And then how to cook bone in.
Bone in.
Yep. And you have to keep doing the drippings, right?
Drippings.
Can you cook it really fast, or does it have to be slow and low?
Low and low.
Yep.
And are you going to do that for your dad soon then?
Yes.
Tell him what you got. What did you get?
Awesome!
We have it in the fridge to eat some night this week. You got a 16-ounce steak, right?
Yes.
Go big or go home, right?
Yep.
Do you want to tell anyone? Everyone's watching on the show. Do you want to tell everyone anything?
Ben, how's your day going?
Very good, Kyan, and it's much better now that you stopped in to say hi. I always love it when you come on the show, buddy.
Yep.
Hi, Terry.
Hi!
And
Glad you
that's
came on.
So, Terry, how's your day going?
A lot better than it was earlier today. Hope you had an awesome day and hope you enjoy school.
What are you in this year? What year are you?
I'm in 12th grade.
That means you're
I'm a
senior.
senior.
Yep.
Nice!
Yep.
Yes.
One of the big kids.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll let you go, okay?
All right.
I'll be in a minute, okay?
Mhm.
Bye, buddy.
Say
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, you can. See ya.
Nice. Nice.
That's all I had to say. Kyan just wanted to say hi.
Perfect. So
Awesome.
Kyan just decided just guerrilla effect and take over Tom's parting words.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time it's happened. Won't be the last.
Not, definitely not.
Stick to guitars. Noted. Right there. No, that won't happen.
When you think he's not listening, no, he's listening.
Yeah. Yeah. So, parting words. What do we got going on this week? We got NAS Canucks tomorrow night in approximately 22 and a half hours over on the NAS Canucks YouTube channel. What else? We've got on Wednesday will be the road trip video. What else we got going on? Thursday, Nez Says. Myself, David Nesdahl, and Ty Price on the Nez Says YouTube channel. Check it out. That's always fun. I don't know if we have a guest. I don't know what's going on. So we're there. I'm just a panelist. I don't have to hit any of the bleepity bloops. I just sit there and go, sure, I agree. No, that's not right. So we do that. And so Friday, I'll have some video out. Maybe I'll do it on this pedal.
Ah.
Haven't done one
Hi,
on that.
Playboy.
I borrowed that, actually. Chris from Coburg lent me this pedal. And so we'll take care of that. Probably get that demo this week so I can get it back to him, which means another excuse to hit Millstone Brad.
Double up on your sourdough, Chris.
No, I want to try different bread this time. Why not? Which you may see some videos on the channel related to the bakery. Maybe coming on, maybe they too can have, I don't know, their name added here in that, in the scroller, perhaps. So you may see some food demos on the channel because, let's be honest, we do talk a lot about food on the channel. Milt's stopping in there on Thursday. Nice. Well, tell Chris who you are, and you'd be like, oh, okay. Get some more bars. No kidding. Yeah, I want to get some lemon bars. The brownies were sweet.
I'm addicted to these Japanese ginger chews.
They did not have those.
Oh,
I might get some olives too. For some reason, they have a wide selection of olives.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love olives. Glass sacks,
And
practice.
cheeses.
And milk stuff.
Cheeses.
That's a twang. I want the buttermilk bread KFC used to serve in the 80s. Yes, that was good.
Yeah. It's not bread. It's not biscuits. It's some hybrid that was just awesome.
Briskets, but not briskets. Les Paul cupcake.
No, we
sitting
definitely do not want briskets. Because according to the Food History Channel, a brisket was basically a saucer-shaped piece of bread that was pretty much like a hard-baked cracker.
It was like hardtack almost in a circle, right?
Yeah, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've tried hardtack, like traditional hardtack, and I was a kid, and I had great teeth then, and I thought I was going to break a tooth then. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no kidding. We got RJ Ronquillo coming up this Sunday, and then right back here next Monday, the three of us doing our thing. And so on that note, there was something I was going to mention, and then it was gone as quick as it came in. I should have interrupted. Oh, yeah. Remember, guy sitting right in front of me at the first NASCAR race, back of his shirt just said biscuits and porn. The man knows what's what. Biscuits and porn.
You didn't beat around the bush at all.
Nope. So on that note, as always, folks, thanks everybody that tuned in. If you're new, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up. Shout out to my mod squad for helping out in the chat here. And, of course, thanks to channel members and the patrons and those who helped donate tonight. And each and every way that commented. Because even every time you comment, that's like a comment on a video. And it helps with the algorithm. The more you yap in the chat, the more promoting.
Yeah.
Literally skipped over that word. Tripped over it even. Jimmy Ray.
Sliding in
Right under the wire. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for the super chat.
Do appreciate it. I didn't even mean to click on that, but yeah, I agree.
I love Robot Master Switch's, what do you call it?
We've done a few long ones, John. If my hip starts feeling better, I could sit longer too. That's another But especially once we get
Thanks again as well too, House of Twang.
House of Twang, thank you.
But yeah, we can work on that. Also want to try a daytime thing at some point. Just figure out logistics and this and that and bandwidth and also it depends on how the old man's feeling. So
Thingamajiggies.
Yeah, silicon chips and space age polymers and
the CRTC affecting
them
internet
too.
connections.
Yeah, they really don't like me broadcasting. They don't like me. I speak the truth.
I agree.
So on that note, that's Terry. He's Tom. Hold those doors open. I said let that guy ahead of you in traffic last night. Man, hadn't said that in a while. Dang, John. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you, man.
I'm
losing my voice here.
I agree. Floppy do porn does create an unrealistic expectation for pizza delivery.
It does, and that's why I never took the job.
First time I went, and I ordered a pizza, and I, answered the door in my robe, and then I felt embarrassed.
Yeah. He still dropped the robe, folks, but he still felt embarrassed.
Yeah. I went.
So, hold those doors open. Let that lady in heady in traffic do good things and get things happen to you. Why? Because Doug's wife is real. Cheers. Rock on. Be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. And, of course,
safe week.
That too. Don't litter.